Good day, I'm back at it again with another replay, a huge replay vault. This time again it's Yangshiki Shenyun, also known as tOki, or Rabbit to Western players, lovely Rabbit in fact. He's playing the teal Zerg. I'm gonna switch that to the red Zerg. He's playing the red Zerg now, no longer teal. On spot number 12, and he's playing against a Barcode. I have no idea who this guy is. He's playing Protoss, blue Protoss. It used to be the white Protoss, but now he's the blue Protoss on spot number 1. And I'm kind of curious what this is going to be like. I think this will be the very first choke Zerg on my channel. And in my opinion, a choke Zerg is more fun because it's... Maybe to low map players it might be less fun, but to me as a fastest map player only, it's more fun because it means we'll see the Zerg having way more of a chance of winning and succeeding than we would in a game where the Zerg doesn't choke. So the Zerg starts off with a choke, basically a hatchery at the entrance, and he's spacing it in such a manner that he can more or less place a second hatchery right next to it. And I'll explain exactly why he does that a little bit later. And he's scouting with a drone. On the other end, Barcode has gone for a Nexus after an 8-9 pylon. And then he's gonna make 2 gateways. Yet 2 gateways are coming out. Gonna follow it up with another pylon. Pylon? Yep, there's the pylon. The drone scouts. So tOki has now scouted Mr. Barcode, who's spamming away at very high APM. I'm curious to see if he's gonna stay at that high APM or not. With Koreans, you never know. And now Barcode scouts tOki. So they both scout each other on their very first attempts. This Overlord's gonna get pulled up to be around here to get some nice vision of the hill and over the hill. And there's 6 Zerglings being produced, and he's fighting a drone. Drone on 22 HP. tOki fights back. The drones fight back. He's gonna try the other side. No, he's gonna pull back to the other side again. tOki pulled this one off for nothing. And pew pew pew! The drone is harassing nicely, but it's taking some return damage. Now the Zerglings are finished. The Zerglings are gonna... Nope, he uses a single Zergling to kill the probe, and the Zerglings themselves... Sorry for that. The Zerglings themselves are going to harass blue. Mr. Barcode will start the cybernetics core at 3 gateways, a gas, 3 pylons, and he pulls his zealots to his probes to protect them from these little buggers that are coming in, waltzing into his base. And now we're gonna see what they're going to do, and they're not gonna get a single probe, not yet. He pulls the probe away. Now they're on the other side, and they kill the probe on the other side, and they almost kill the second probe on the other side. Now they're gonna get killed by these zealots, and they... Actually, only a single probe goes down. Wait, no. Yes, a single probe goes down. He lost... Oh yes, there's a second probe. Nice one. This is a nice little wall he's using there, although this part was still accessible. I personally prefer to place the pylon right here, so this can't happen. But, well, it's up to personal preference really. tOki has added another hatchery. He's now in 3 hatcheries, and he's decided not to make a hatchery here. Instead, he is going for 2 Sunkens and an evolution chamber. A Sunken there, and that's why he's doing this. Now he's got this little egg there that's blocking access to his base. So basically, whenever he builds an egg, nope, no access to his base. And I'm not sure if this egg, nope, this egg doesn't block off the Sunken, but he can only attack with a single zealot on that Sunken. So it's pretty much almost the same effect as having a hatchery here, through which he can like then make an egg here and block it all off. But right now he's added 2 gas. He's going to turn this one into Hydralisk. Then he's going for very fast Hydralisks, and I think Barcode is gonna go for drop tech. There's his little Badoon, more pylons, another pylon. He's finished his robotic facility. He hasn't started a robotic support bay yet. I'm quite curious why he hasn't made one yet. And there it is. Yep, a little bit. Sorry for that. My throat hurts a little bit from, I don't know what, flu or something. Maybe I haven't been drinking enough water. So I'm gonna be drinking a little bit of water before we continue. just to preserve my voice and make sure I can provide commentary for this game. While we're gonna look at this little fight happening here. He's attacking the Evo Chamber and the hatchery. Gonna try his best to pull those down before losing too many zealots to the Sunkens, but a bunch of Hydralisks are walking in and they're gonna provide support from behind the Sunkens. The zealots cannot reach them. The zealots instead can only attack the Sunkens, but a lot of these zealots are gonna go down. I'll select them. Yes, a bunch of them are very low HP. I should have selected them way earlier, but sorry, I was drinking water. In the meantime, he's dropped 3 zealots inside of tOki's base. tOki pulls back the Hydralisk to the Sunken, and he's making a Zealot Lax upgrade, and he's making a Reaver in the base. He hasn't started a Templar's Archive yet. Still on 2 gas, added 4 more gateways. He's going for a Zealot heavy, Reaver heavy strategy, which he's probably aiming to push in this front, because he's already taken down 2 Sunkens and there's 2 creep colonies there, so there's a very low Sunken count on this choke. And either tOki is gonna have to invest a lot of probes into rebuilding this choke, or he is going to be very prone to just very simple frontal attacks with Reavers and Zealots. So no Zealots are being produced as of yet. 3 Zealots now. Yep, he started shuttle speed. He's making another Reaver and another shuttle. There's a Templar's Archive and there's a Forge. He didn't have a Forge yet at all. That's quite surprising to have such a late Forge. But now he has 9 gateways and pretty much all his drop tech set up. He's flying all the way around the map, but unluckily for him, tOki will probably see him. I think he barely saw him, and if he didn't, he will probably spot him with this Overlord. Yes, he will probably spot him with that Overlord. I do think tOki saw it because he's repositioning all of his Hydras to the left side of his base, ready to intercept that little shuttle as it's going to come flying in. It's going to fly up against the edge, which can be pretty hard to see and spot when you're playing the Zerg. It's something that specifically happens on this map. It's pretty hard to see because it immediately goes into these gazers, which makes it pretty hard to spot because the colors can kind of flip into each other. But there's another drop gonna come from the right side. He's gonna go for 2 drops at the same time, making it way more difficult for tOki to defend against the drops. And here he's investing more drones into Sunkens for the choke. So it's no longer going to be as easy for Barcode to just simply walk his Zealots into that choke and kill it and take it down. And here he's flying in, both of them at the same time. He pulls this one back because he gets scouted by an Overlord. On this side, the same thing happens. Well, I assume he's now going to change up his game plan, wait up for way more Zealots and Templars, and he's going to attack from the front while attacking from the sides. Both of his drops fly in. He's waiting for Storm. He's gonna load up another drop, most likely. Is he gonna try 3 drops at the same time? That would be pretty nice if he could pull that off. And there he goes. He sends in the drop. Drop is gonna get sniped down by the Hydralisk. Oh, the Hydralisk almost take it down. He turns around on this side. The same thing happens, but he manages to snipe this shuttle. And here he is still flying, trying to fly around the Hydralisk, but he is being chased down by the Hydralisk. And he has to fly all the way around out of the base. Flies to the choke, tries to fly around the choke. Meanwhile, another drop is being loaded up inside the base of Barcode, and tOki has repositioned his Hydralisk in order to intercept the drop. I think he saw the other drop being loaded up too, so now this one already low is flying right into Hydralisk. He has to turn around, but doesn't turn around in time. And this one is gonna fly into a bunch of... No, he's not gonna fly into a bunch of Hydralisks. Instead, he have an attack at the front of his base, but he has walled it up nicely again. There's way more Sunkens on the choke this time around. The first he has to take down the Evo Chambers and the hatchery, and there is no drop flying in. No, not yet. He has repositioned the drop. He's pulling the drop to the front of tOki's base. He's gonna fly it in from a different angle, but tOki has his Hydralisk positioned really nicely, and he almost takes down the shuttle, but I don't think he did it consciously. He is now attacking the units at the front of his choke, but now he is repositioning and he takes down the shuttle. And Barcode hasn't had much success as of yet. He has now taken down the Evo Chamber, the hatchery, 2 Sunkens, and he's gonna mass up a whole bunch of new units. And there is another drop loaded up, and he's going to fly it in this. But I think tOki will be able to snipe both of them down. No, he won't be able to snipe both of them. One of them gets through. It gets through. tOki pulls off his drones. He's sending the drones to the other side, and it looks like Barcode didn't have energy just yet. That's Toki's safe and grace, but he still loses 6 drones to the other Templar that he didn't take down because he was worried about the other shuttle and the other Templar at his main. And there is another drop. The drop was flown back in, but he doesn't get any kills as tOki pulls off his drones really quickly. Now all of tOki's drones are pretty low HP, but they will rebuild and recover their HP while they are at the hive. Meanwhile, here at the front, a bunch of lurkers have been evolved and are now placed inside the entrance of Barcode, and Barcode is choking up. And is choking up now too, and he's got a bunch of units finished. It's almost on 200. tOki, on the other hand, is still pretty small, but he's playing a rich low supply Zerg, I guess, which is quite common for the very good Zerg players. They know that they can't afford to spend all of their minerals. Instead, they play with a bit of a mineral buffer, so that if they do get dropped, they're not immediately completely broke. And he's now expanding his base, transforming a Great Aspire, has some Scorches out, which to target fire shuttles, and Barcode in the meantime is just happily adding a lot of cannons and even a couple more robotic facilities to his base, more gateways, more pylons. He's making upgrades, energy upgrades, observer booster upgrade, weapon upgrade, and tOki, who started with Hydralisk speed, because that's way easier to snipe shuttles with and move around your base, and like get outspeeded by the shuttles when you're trying to snipe them. So he started off with lags, speed, for the Hydralisk. He's now going for Hydralisk missile attacks. Wait, I'm completely messing up there. That's just a regular missile attack. I'm sorry, the animation is just so alike. My bad. But he did start with the Hydralisk flags, went with range afterwards, so it's easier to snipe shuttles down. And there is a frontal attack, and there is a drop coming in, but tOki immediately responds to it as he sees it, and Barcode has to turn around, go for another route, and he's also at the same time trying to take. Oh, he loses the shuttle there to the Hydralisk. Very fast and good reaction from tOki. But in the meantime, tOki is losing a lot of his Sunkens at his front to this nice little observer and all these Dragoons. These lurkers in the back though are doing a lot of work, a lot of damage on the Dragoons and Zealots. But he does take down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Sunkens in total, maybe 9 Sunkens in total. Gonna take down the Queen's Nest too. That's a nice little choice to put it there as a little bit of HP for the Protoss to go through before he can get access to more Sunkens. But now there are Hydralisks and there are 8 more drones being thrown at the choke for more Sunkens. He's gonna put those down in just a little bit. He's balling up a nice amount of Mutalisks. And now he's losing some Guardians to the Storm. And meanwhile, inside the base of tOki, inside the base of Barcode, we have more Dragoons finished up, and now tOki is making a wall of Sunkens, which is going to make it very hard for Barcode to walk out of his base, because these Sunkens can reach over the wall and basically take aggro from these Dragoons, but the Dragoons cannot see the Sunkens and will have to walk all the way around in order to fire at them. Now he's attacking again, he has vision, he has an observer, but these Guardians are nicely spread out and will be able to use their maximum range to attack whatever is attacking the Sunkens and make it borderline impossible for Barcode to push this in with just Dragoons and Zealots. He's gonna have to use these Storms to take down these Guardians. We might even have to make Corsairs, but he doesn't have any Stargates in his base. I'm not sure why he doesn't have any Stargates in his base. And he is not yet loading up another drop. tOki is in the meantime just happily building with it. There's a drop coming in right from the front, and tOki doesn't dodge it. Yes, he dodges it, but he dodges it maybe too late. There's the Storm, and he loses the bunch. He loses 20, 21, 28 drones have died from tOki, which is, I think, about half of his entire drone stack. But because he plays a rich Zerg instead of a poor Zerg, he has enough minerals to instantly make about another 24 drones. I'm not sure how many larvae he had, but I assume he made up 24 more drones with a single, with just 2 clicks. And there's a bunch of drones. I think that's about 24. And he hotkeys them, throws them on his minerals, and he's pretty much already recovered his entire economy, though it does take a little while for his drones to start mining at the same pace as they were mining before. Shuttle flying out, going to try and pick up Templar to Zealots. And the frontal attack is continuing. More Dragoons firing away at Sunkens. While on 002 upgrades, while tOki is also on 02 upgrades, and 004 air, but air is going to turn into 01. In this case, it's the other way around. More lurkers being put down. There's a drop flying in, but the drop gets sniped down because it was low HP already. And meanwhile, a couple Guardians here just happily harassing away from atop the hill, taking down these gateways very slowly. Zealots walking in, dying. And he's made a skeleton of pylons, so he's gonna throw down a whole lot of cannons here on the middle to make it way easier for him to push in, and probably add some robotic facilities there too, so he can use Reavers to push in instead of just Dragoons. But as it looks right now, it might actually already be too late for that, because tOki has made himself a really nice frontline defense, and he's been doing a really good job at defending against the drops from all kinds of directions. And there is a simple... Oh, there's another drop coming in. Wait. There's actually no Templar inside there. It's just... I think he forgot to pick up the Templar, or something went wrong, or he just sending it in as a distraction. But tOki is just happily defending against this. And Barcode is even a little poor. He might have to add way more probes and way more gas, because he's unable to keep his mass up to 200 to 200. Which might be a reason for a cause for concern for him. Because tOki is on 200, well 5 off, 5 shy of 200, but it's basically the same. And he's sending these Guardians out to start to take away Barcode's pylons, because he wanted to gain mid control. Happily clearing them out, massing up more units, adding another 5 hatcheries for a total of, let me count, 13 extra hatcheries in his base to mass out units with. And there's another spire being thrown down near the choke. Not sure why he's making it near the choke, but there has to be a reason for it. Still upgrading away, all happily. Another Reaver being produced by Barcode. Barcode is still very, very poor. And tOki is just gonna hold this attack really easily, because they're pretty much on the same upgrades. There's armor upgrades for the Guardians. Oh, the Goons are hammering away at these Hydralisks. And the Guardians too soon too. And the Lurkers taking out the Zealots. And here are some Guardians just gonna attack from the side to clear out these cannons, while he's also gonna attack from this side to go for a pincer Guardian collapse on this little choke. Take down these cannons very quickly. Another drop is flying out. And there's 4 Templars in there. No Zealots for distraction. And now there is a very nice Guardian surround going on Barcode's base, and I don't think he will be able to defend this in any way possible. He doesn't have the minerals, he doesn't have the mass, he doesn't have the Templars either, nor Corsairs. And this drop is probably, he thinks, this drop is gonna be my saving grace, but I think deep down inside he already knows he's lost the game. There's no way to come back from this one. tOki played that one really well. The turtling Zerg is pretty much the very best option you have against any Protoss, although it's still fighting an uphill battle, because a single drop hitting you will completely mess you up. There's a drop that's flown in from the right, took down a bunch. I think pretty much all of his, he's got 6 Zerglings left out of like 5 groups of drones. But Barcode taps out. Barcode realizes that, oh geez, the game is over. He failed pretty hard, although he tried to do all the correct steps. But tOki just responded really quickly, really well, and just built up a nice base, a lot of Sunkens at his front, good control of his Hydralisks to snipe the shuttles before they could even do any damage inside his base, or drop the Templar out. And Barcode kind of going for the wrong route, going for a lot of Zealots, a lot of Dragoons with drops. I personally prefer to see Reavers out and have him use a lot more of the gas that he's provided instead of sticking to 6 or 7 gas, because you're going to run out of gas and not be able to pump out the units you need. But overall, a pretty decent game. Not one of the best, mostly because Barcode didn't put up much of a fight, even though he really did his best to fight. But tOki just handled it really well and just outclassed him really hard. Because basically winning a ZVP means you outclass the other person pretty well. There's a rare circumstance where the Zerg player wins, basically. Most of the times the Protoss player will win this. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna do another one right after this. And stay tuned for the second one. Goodbye.